Hi guys, this is Nurse Oladamomi Mary, a registered nurse schooled and practicing in Nigeria. Welcome to my YouTube channel. To my old subscribers, thank you for staying with me, and to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. If you're just coming across my channel, if you're just coming across my video, do well to subscribe so you can get more of my content. So let's dive into what we have for today. Today, we'll be talking to you about a topic relating to the female reproductive system as well. Now, I want to caution something. The male people, my male viewers that come to watch my videos, this is not because the content are for females, so it doesn't mean it is not helpful to the male. You have sisters, you have girlfriends, you have wives, you have partners, you have friends that this information will be useful to. So do well to watch to the end so you can learn one or two, and do well to share with your female friends, your partners, and loved ones. So now let's dive into what we have today. Last time we spoke about PCOS, and then today, if you don't know what PCOS is, please go back to my previous video, watch it, and get enlightened on what PCOS is. So today we'll be talking about dysmenorrhea, and then dysmenorrhea. I know some of you, this is the first time you're hearing dysmenorrhea, while some other people might have heard it before now. So dysmenorrhea is a medical term for painful menstruation. Painful menstruation is called dysmenorrhea. So when does painful menstruation occur? This is menstrual cramps. We popularly know this, we usually call this menstrual cramps. So this is when the woman either experiences pain around the lower abdomen or around the thigh or at the back. Now, this dysmenorrhea is common in women of reproductive age because menstruation only occurs in women of reproductive age. That is from the beginning of your menstruation to the end of your menstruation. That is the day or the year you started menstruating as a teenager till the time you stop menstruating. That is when you go into menopause. So now you are within your reproductive age. So that is the period when you can experience dysmenorrhea. So now let's quickly see the types of dysmenorrhea. Some people wonder, because when I spoke about PCOS, some people wonder, oh, okay, does that mean I have PCOS? Does that mean this or that? Now let me talk about dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea happens in two different cases. Now we have the primary dysmenorrhea and the secondary dysmenorrhea. Let's talk about the primary dysmenorrhea. Primary dysmenorrhea is the kind of dysmenorrhea that is the menstrual cramps that occurs normally. It is a normal cramp that occurs because the lining of the uterus is shedding. So now that period when it is occurring, this woman tends to experience pains, tends to experience cramps around her lower abdomen, her thighs, and her back. Some people experience just the lower abdomen, while some people experience the combination of the three. So now some of these this kind of pain ranges from a mild to severe pain. And then this is normal. This is normal because the lining of the uterus is being shedded. So it is normal. So people that experience this, they usually experience it a day before their menstruation or on the first day of the menstruation. And this can last for 2 to 3 days. Now, the things that are significant in the primary menstrual cramps or dysmenorrhea is that it is normal. The pain is usually mild to severe. The pain is usually at the lower abdomen, the thigh, and at the back. And then another thing is that the pain starts a day before the menstruation or on the day when the menstruation starts, and it lasts for 2 to 3 days. That is the normal dysmenorrhea, that is the normal menstrual cramps. And then sometimes this menstrual cramps comes with feeling of nausea, vomiting, and some people tend to experience diarrhea while menstruating. I have a friend that whenever she's menstruating, she's vomiting and stooling because of menstruation. Now that is her case. Now this is what the primary dysmenorrhea. Now let's move to the secondary dysmenorrhea. When we talk about secondary, it is because it is as a result of something. Something is leading to that. Do you get? So now talking about secondary dysmenorrhea, that means it has what an underlying cause. It's that a disease condition is causing this dysmenorrhea or something is causing it. But there must be something predisposing it. So it is not normal. There must be something predisposing that person to having dysmenorrhea. And some of the conditions that can predispose this person to having dysmenorrhea is what? Infection. When the person has infection of the reproductive organs, infection of the reproductive organs, this person can experience dysmenorrhea. That is the secondary dysmenorrhea. While endometriosis is a condition on its own, and then I hope we get to discuss it on this channel some other time. So now people that experience the secondary dysmenorrhea, either people that have any kind of infection of the reproductive organs, they can experience secondary dysmenorrhea, and people that have endometriosis. And then in secondary dysmenorrhea, the pain is usually severe. The pain is usually severe. Now, this one is not mild to severe. It is severe pain, usually. The pain is usually severe. And then for the duration, in primary dysmenorrhea, you said the pain starts a day before the menstruation or on the day when menstruation has started. But in secondary dysmenorrhea, it can start few days. It can start maybe a week to the menstruation. Now, a period is supposed to come on the 14th of January, but from on the 7th of January, this person is already experiencing menstrual cramps. This person is already experiencing cramps. And these cramps can as well occur in the lower abdomen, the thigh, and at the back. This person is already experiencing cramps a week before their menstruation starts, before they start seeing the blood. Now, they start experiencing cramps from 7th, they experience cramps all through till the day bleeding stops. They are still experiencing cramps. Some of them tend to maybe the cramps can stop or the pains can stop the day their bleeding stops. So now that is secondary dysmenorrhea. And then the pain is usually very, very severe. And then in secondary dysmenorrhea, the pain interferes with the person's day-to-day activities. Now, in primary dysmenorrhea, it is something that is manageable. You can take medications and the pain will subside. You could just take tablets, you could take pain relief medications, and then the pain will subside. But in secondary dysmenorrhea, tablets might not work. They have to move to injection. This person might even be hospitalized for having pain during their menstruation. That is because it is what as a result of an underlying condition. So for dysmenorrhea, it is the normal, that is the primary dysmenorrhea, is actually common. In the percentage of women, we have about 60% of women that experience this primary dysmenorrhea. So it is not, so the fact that you experience menstrual cramps does not mean it is totally out of the world. It does not mean it's absurd. It does not mean it's not normal. No. Some of these menstrual cramps, it's normal, while some other ones need to be paid attention to. So you should be able to, that's why from my last video, I said, as a woman, you should be able to understand yourself, calculate your cycle well. You should be able to understand the normal from the abnormal. So when there is an alteration from normal, you can identify what is wrong and know that, oh, this is not how it usually happens. Okay, that's why it is very important to have a tracker. Have something that is tracking your period, so that if there's anything that's happening in your body, you can go back to your app, even though it is not 100% accurate, but it is helpful. You can go back to your app, you check, you monitor, okay, the last period started on this date and then it ended on this date. Okay, now, and this is 28 days old. So you can know your cycle, you can know when you're ovulating, you can know when you're expecting your period. So whenever this pain comes, you can know that, okay, it is a day to my period, or it is today my period is expected to come. That is why I'm experiencing this pain. Or now, if the pain comes some weeks or some days before your period, you would as well understand that, oh, I think this is why, or that is why. Sometimes you get exposed to a lot of things that will predispose you to having an infection in the reproductive organs, and then they can predispose the person to experience secondary dysmenorrhea. So it is very important as ladies to understand our body, know the normal from the abnormal, so that when there's an alteration, you could actually identify it easily. And then one good about the management of disease conditions is what? Early diagnosis. Early diagnosis is very, very helpful. Before the complications from that disease condition begins to set in, it is being attended to. So now imagine when a person has an infection of the reproductive organ. When this infection is just at the periphery, it can actually be treated, or it's just at the vagina, it can be treated. But imagine when the infection has ascended to the uterus, that ascended to this other part or that other part. That's because there was no early detection. So you should be able to understand your body, know the normal discharge, know your cycle, and be able to understand yourself well. So do well to ask your questions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Please do well to share my videos with your loved ones. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. See you some other time. Bye, guys.